People are gasping for breath. People have started attacking places where oxygen is stored to see if they can get a cylinder for a parent or a family member. The number of beds in hospitals have become far too few. Some hospitals have had to accommodate 3 patients per bed, and in some hospitals, you can see patients lying on the sidewalk just outside the hospital, hoping to get admission. In this scenario, I am really worried about the situation of the women and children in red light areas and others who are living in precarious situations, like the Rohingya refugees, like the migrants who have begun walking home again from Bombay and Delhi back to their villages because they are starving and they have no food. And because again they have lost their jobs and again their landlords have kicked them out. We are back to a situation which could have been managed much better had the Prime Minister of India concentrated on science instead of superstition. India is a superpower in vaccine manufacturing. We have had a very good track record in being able to vaccinate our population. But this time, due to an utter failure of leadership, the vaccine program was just not rolled out seriously. So there was a doctor who 3 years ago pointed out that there was an oxygen shortage in India. His name was Dr. Kafil. Dr. Kafil Khan is a children's doctor, and he has been speaking up about issues related to children. Because the Prime Minister's first response is to kill the messenger rather than fixing the problem, today all of India is gasping for oxygen. So not only will they lose education, but they are also losing access to proper food, nutrition, and housing, fresh air, ventilation. This could also include other things like mental health problems because of isolation and starvation and watching their parents suffer. And the consequences are going to be long term for India because this is the population which, if it survives, will grow up with this trauma all their lives. The Prime Minister launched a personal fundraising drive in March 2020, and by May 2020, he had raised more than $1.2 billion. By March 2021, we don't even know how much money he has raised for this fund called PM Cares, and he has sole jurisdiction over this money. He had said he would use the money to increase hospital beds, to increase vaccine purchase, to spend more money on essential workers and doctors, to have more oxygen and medicines available. None of this has happened, and we don't know the total amount of money raised. We don't know how the money was spent. And in the meantime, there are little girls who are 13-year-old in the red light areas sent back from school who are on the verge of being sexually exploited. When the COVID crisis hit, he decided to export oxygen to countries outside without doing a calculation or projection about how much oxygen would be needed in India. He did the same with our vaccines. And it's all right to export vaccines, it's all right to export oxygen if he had increased the oxygen manufacture and the vaccine manufacture to account for what was needed in the country and what needed to be exported. But he did not do that. He has not created a group of people who he would have a meeting with every day, what we call a war room or a boiler room, where all the top health experts of the country would meet with him every morning, give him what was needed, talk to him about what was required on a daily basis. Where is the oxygen and where are systems for children? We at 1 million meals, our food drive continues. And along with the food, we've started putting in a few textbooks for children. We've started putting in some essential medical supplies. But we have no way of getting oxygen. We have no way of getting jobs for their parents. That is something which the government has to do.